Hey everyone, my name is Hackett. I don't know if you guys remember me. Today, I'm sorry if there's background noise. I have a ferret. He's kind of noisy in his cage right now. Today I'm going to show you how to prep and paint a wall. So, the first thing you want to do is take everything off the wall, obviously, and you want to make sure and check to see if you have any, for me, I like to hang up my hats. I have a bunch of hats that I have, and I just put little nails in there because I wasn't really thinking, but just put nails so I can hang up my hats. So now there's a bunch of little holes that are left over. There's a bunch over there. But what you want to do is you want to spackle. Obviously you don't want any insecurities with the wall when you're painting. You want a relatively flat surface when doing this. So I'd recommend just taking spackle. They come in small tubes, or they also have those big like jug, like 2 or 3 gallon ones. So just take this spackle. It's really easy to do. It's kind of fun, honestly. You just take it, open it up, spackle, scoop it out. This is a spackle scraper kind of thing. Scoop it out, and you just want to go over them. I did this yesterday to save the time because this does need to dry overnight before you paint, because you do not want it wet. It's going to smudge. It's just going to mess everything up. So I did this yesterday, but you just want to take it, go over any insecurities with the wall. Either it's like a nail hole like right here, or just like a little chip or a dent in the wall. Go over it, backwood, try and get it as flat as possible because it's just going to save you a bunch of time later and you don't have to sand as much. Which brings me to my next thing, is sanding. With spackle, obviously you're going to try and get it as flat as you want, but it's not going to be just straight flat, so you will have to sand, believe it or not. I'd recommend just using one of these with a hand grip. I mean, you could use just your hand, but this is far more comfortable for me. And I'm sorry in advance for the noise it's gonna make. It's probably cringy, but I just go over it, sand it, and just try and feel the wall, see if there's any dips in the wall. I'm going over them. I did this yesterday as well, so I don't have to sand the whole time, but for the speech purposes, just go over it, try and get as flat as possible. And this may take multiple attempts to get it flat. You might have to respackle over and over again. You just really want to take your time on this step because you do not want to rush it. Now with this, it's kind of a messy process because there is going to be dust everywhere. All over my floor is dust. I have carpet. There's spackle all the way around my room. Obviously you can't see, but there's going to be dust left over on the carpet and on the wall. What I would recommend is maybe taking a towel, like I have right here. It could be a dry towel or it could be a damp towel. I wouldn't recommend a wet towel because you want the spackle to be completely dry before you paint. And if you use a soap towel, you're just gonna wet that spackle again, and it's just gonna honestly just waste your time. So you just want to take a dry, maybe a damp towel, and get rid of that dust. It's all around where you sanded. You don't want dust on the wall while you're painting. So this is just a good time saver just to get rid of it and get it out of the way. So, painting. I would recommend using a primer first. Before I painted this wall, I didn't put on a primer. So it did chip right here. I don't know if you can see. There's a chip right here that happened. The paint started to chip off the wall. That's no big deal, don't worry about it. I just recommend taking this, the same tool that I used to put the spackle on. I'll just take it and just go over the edges. Make sure to get those corners in there too. Now, go over it. I did this yesterday to save the process as well. And just go over it and make sure you get all the chips out. Get as much off, because when you're painting, you do not want to chip. So you just want to get all the excess stuff off before you paint. Obviously there's spackle on it, so it's going to leave a little dust, so I'm just going to wipe it off. But that's no big deal. But yeah, I'd recommend just putting on a primer before you do this to prevent chipping. I have a big spot of chipping right here that I had to scrape for right now. So I'd recommend putting on a primer before you put on your colored paint. It doesn't matter. The paint that I'm using right now has a built-in primer, so I don't have to worry about that for next time. So for painting the wall, I would recommend using a roller. I have a roller right here. It's in paint, so I'm not gonna lift it up right now. But you can use one of these if you want to pull a Karate Kid and be going up and down for hours. I would recommend using a roller for these big walls. Maybe around the edges of trim or up here. I would just use painter's tape. Put it around the edges. Just go around on a ladder. I'm not that tall. Just go around a ladder and just go over the edges really carefully for those smaller corners or whatnot. But for this, for walls, I'd recommend using a roller. Now this is just a standard roller I got from Value. I would just take this, go over, and I recommend doing W's, but it's honestly all up to you. And yeah, I'm using a white shirt, probably isn't the best idea. But I'm using a white shirt for the memories, you know? If I get paint on me, it's a memory, and I'm living the best of my life right now. So, just go over this, go over slowly, you don't want to splatter the paint all over everywhere. I'd recommend just going in W's, get it all over. And it's paint, so don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid to get it everywhere. You can just repaint over it. And just repeat this step for every wall, and you'll be good. And that's how you paint a wall, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you.